All right, y'all. Look at the thumbnail. You see the title, and we got something new, bro. And this is what is blank going on with One Punch Man power scaling, bro. Honestly, I saw this. I said, yo, I gotta check this out. So honestly, I think what's going on, I feel like they, like I said, man, I feel like they're going into like the DC and Marvel type now. That's what I feel like. I feel like they're going into like that, like, you know what, like with a Superman, like Superman and all them type. I feel like they're gonna have some like power scaling. They're gonna be like some Superman, like some villains. They're gonna be on some like some Superman type level now. That's what I'm getting. Cause you know, clearly say Tommy was made to make fun of the whole power scaling stuff. So I feel like they probably going into that type of route, you know. So that's just my thoughts. But let's check this out. Let's hear his opinion or whatever going on.
Or scaling. I mean, the series started out with crabman monsters terrorizing towns, but now we have like multiversal ninja
Impy goat. Don't make me get up in that.
masters and stuff like that, kind of leaving you wondering, like, what the hell are even like pretty powerful characters like the S-class heroes really supposed to do against forces like this?
I mean, they fighting like Neo heroes. They fighting like them robots, you know? I mean, they are fighting the robots. That's why I'm ready for the Neos, bro. I'm ready for the Neo hero art. We got a little of it, but I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for that one, man. Like, I'm ready to see them. I want to see, because we Lord Boros, bro. He's back. Yeah, we saw, but yeah, man, I'm just ready, you know, take your time, you know. I know everybody ready for this fight right here, you know, but I'm ready for the Neo now, bro. I'm ready for the Neo heroes. I want to see what that's about now.
Forces like the recently introduced Empty Void, being able to like observe multiple dimensions at once and doing dimensional slashes from hyperspace. That stuff's pretty insane. Like, what's
that's and people still trying to downplay it. They doing their best to downplay this into all type of interpretation. Sometimes your interpretation don't need interpretation, but you know, yeah, do anything, bro. Just, you know, but you know, keep hoping.
My boy Tank Top Master supposed to do about that? Can't really do much. So today we're going to talk about how the power scaling of One Punch Man has either kind of ruined the series or made it better, or why it might not even matter at all.
I feel like I feel like it really don't matter, man. It don't matter, because like when it comes to like say Tommy, you think I pretty much just leave say Tommy out of it, bro, because we know say Tommy already gonna, you know, finish it with a damn punch. So that's it. But I'm cool with it. They did, you know, say Tommy always gonna be there just to, you know, one punch him out, and that's GG. That's it.
I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate on both sides here, and then kind of give my full opinion at the very end. Now, I normally don't touch on power scaling topics because the people that enjoy that stuff tend to go pretty crazy in the comments section. Tons and tons of actuallys down there. So I usually avoid making videos like this, but
what actually, oh, okay, I get it. Actually, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I feel like when power scaling starts to like directly influence the course of the story itself, having real lasting repercussions to the story, then I feel like it's something that's worth talking about. Because normally I don't really care if a character is like planetary or universal or fourth dimensional or Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, whatever, you know what I mean? I respect people that do some heavy power scaling. That's just not for me though. But
I'm just a spectator, bro. I be looking at it, bro, but sometimes I just gotta look like, bro, why people still taking, they tell me like he's not that guy. But you know, they just be missing the whole joke. But you know, let's go.
But after the most recent chapter of One Punch Man, I just feel like I had to talk about this because the newly introduced big bad Empty Void honestly blew the top off of what's possible in the series. What's possible for characters outside of Saitama. But first, I had this burning question on my mind that I know I would never get answered, at least truthfully. Who wins in a fight between Boros and Garo? Well, thankfully, Talkie let me find out the fun and lazy way. That's because I went on Talkie and went through their over 100,000 characters of different personalities and voice tones and found Garo and Boros themselves. You can even make a phone call to your favorite character or create and build your own character anytime. So I went up to each one of them individually and personally asked them who they think is the strongest. First was Boros. Okay, here we go. If you and Garo ever fought, who would win? Garo probably, since I'm so out of my prime and he's one of the strongest. I definitely put up a good fight though. He'd need to go all out. Wow, so you're gonna give in that easily, huh? Boros shrugs. I'm an honest man, not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, and I know in my current state I would lose. Wow, okay. Dang, you're pretty based, Boros. Well, Boros was a lot more humble than I thought he would be, but something told me that wouldn't be the case with Garo. Alright, Dragon Ball Z Garo, let's go. Who would win in a fight, you or Boros? Me, no question about it. I'm the strongest. Alright. Even in your human form. Especially in my human form. What the heck? How does that make sense? You wouldn't understand. You're weak. What? You don't know that. I'm actually kind of tough. Prove it? Oof. Nah, it's my off day. I don't want to get sweaty. Fine, then I'll just assume you're weak. I'm not, though. Then why don't you prove me wrong? Oh, my God. Because I just ate and I would get a cramp.
Well, you basically just debating with AI now.
Cramp, obviously. So you're scared. I thought you said you're tough. Oh, my God. And there we go. We found out that Boros is pretty based, and I could beat up Garo in a fight. Confirmed. I got my answers, and I have Talkie to thank for it. Have tons of fun conversations with your favorite anime characters, or even create your own by clicking my link in the description and downloading Talkie today. Now, One Punch Man's never really been a series that heavily focuses on a power system or power scaling in general. It's
basically, they did One Punch Man is basically like just making fun of the power scaling, and that's it.
It's actually kind of a spoof of that stuff. After all, the reason why One Punch Man really exists is because it was created to be a parody of these types of series that take power scaling so seriously, or stories where the stakes get completely out of hand, like astronomically high, to where like entire universes are in danger if the good guys lose. Think of Dragon Ball Z or any Marvel movie. One Punch Man,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that.
Was originally one's way of poking fun at that kind of stuff. But we all
that right now, though, I'm like, people still, that's why I say, like, bro, every time y'all try to put Say Tommy in a versus battle, bro, I'm gonna go with Say Tommy. That's the whole purpose. Still making fun of y'all, your favorite characters. But man, God, I don't know why it's so hard for it to get in certain people's head, bro. Say Tommy literally gonna win, or it doesn't matter. Like, Say Tommy gonna win. Your interpretation ain't gonna do nothing. Damn, let go though. It's just funny to me though, man.
You also have to consider that One Punch Man initially started off as like a one-off thing. One never really intended to continue the series. He just thought making a hero that was too strong and was bald would be a pretty funny idea, so he just kind of rolled with it. It wasn't until the series started really...
See, bro, I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw it, I thought he was the MC. Cause like I said, I was just watching clips and stuff. My partner told me to get into it. He's like, man, you gotta watch One Punch Man. But I was really heavily into watching My Hero Academia. I was always about watching My Hero Academia. I was crazy about that, bro. Especially them villains. Boy, I loved them. And then I thought this guy was the MC. Turned out, this guy's the MC. I'm like, what? I couldn't take him serious, bro. I could never take him serious. But dang, I like it, though.
Picking up traction that One started taking it seriously and planning out storylines, planning out characters, even building entire arcs. That's why it was always...
See, bro, I could never take Say Tommy so serious, man. It's just his look. But I guess that's the whole purpose of it. Like, you wouldn't expect this coming from him. That's why, it just be getting me. That's why, brother, I'll be loving it, though.
It's kind of interesting how One built this whole world, built this whole series.
And the story good, too, man. The story good.
Something that was supposed to be like a one-off gag project. And as we go throughout the series, something interesting really happens with how powerful the enemies really are. Like, I feel at the very beginning,
a one-off gag project, but I gonna say, no, he ain't no gag.
When One was still kind of considering this as a hobby, not really taking One Punch Man seriously, he was doing this thing where it was kind of like a...
Well, he do got another manga out too. I was watching that too. I think, what they call it? Is it called Versus or something? I forget, bro, but that good too, man.
Monster of the week. Like, the first chapter, he's going against Vaccine Man. Then after that, it's Crab Lante. Then the gigantic colossal beefcake, and so on and so forth. The series straight up kicks off that way. I mean, the very first monster that you see is more than likely a high dragon level monster. Probably one of the most powerful monsters we've ever seen in the series, even up until now. And then we see Saitama take Vaccine Man out in a single punch, kind of setting the standard for the rest of the series, right? So if you're on the side that argues, no, the power system isn't broken, everything is just fine, you can argue that these unfathomably powerful monsters have been around since the very beginning. And if those monsters didn't affect the story negatively in any way, then why would it get ruined by Empty Void's powers, all the crazy stuff he can do? And to a certain extent, all the crazy stuff that monsterized Garo could do. The series seems to have been created.
Hey, bro, people need to start downplaying my boy Cosmic Garu too, bro. Cosmic Garu, bro. He's him too.
With this stuff kind of baked into it. Like there's going to be ultra powerful villains, ultra powerful monsters. Things are going to get kind of crazy, but at the end of the day is not going
I feel like I said, bro, I feel like we're going to go into like some with God, I do believe we're going to get into like some DC Marvel type stuff. That's what I'm predicting, bro.
Matter because Saitama is the one above all. He is the strongest. So he's going to take care of business no matter what happens.
And that's what I'm saying, like that's what I said, like, bro, y'all do not need to put Saitama in none of these versus battles. You can do like the like Cosmic Garu and like I don't want to say Empty Void is just straight up broken. They all broken, really. Oof. Empty Goat. Let's go though, bro.
Most stories don't really have that. So that's why One Punch Man is kind of in a unique situation where they can introduce these otherworldly, insanely powerful monsters and adversaries and have it not really affect the plot or make it any worse. And on top of that, I feel like One is really good at setting these overpowered characters up without creating some kind of like narrative issue as to how the good guys are going to defeat them or how the heroes haven't been completely demolished by now by this super powerful threat. One does a really good job of having all these different factors coming into play, making it to where a character as powerful as Monster King Orochi or as Monsterized Garo can kind of operate in the background with other stuff happening in the forefront. So you're not just left thinking this completely broken threat is just hanging around and nothing is happening. Like, how does that make any sense? For the lack of a better phrase, One is really good at detouring and kind of touching on other altercations, other fights, other villains, and entertaining the reader as they're building up this super powerful threat. But on the flip side, I could see, especially for the original webcomic readers, having all these new events and having the power scaling seemingly taken up to infinity, I could definitely see why it has some people thinking that the series has gotten worse because of it. Because although One is good at writing these super powerful villains, it still doesn't take away from the fact that as we see how much stronger these villains are getting, it leaves us wondering more and more what the main cast, like what the S-class heroes can really realistically do. You can
I mean, you know, they like I said, they fighting like the Neo, they fighting them like them robots now. So yeah, they doing something with that. And bro, wait, was it what you call her? Zombie Man who was fighting? I gotta go back and watch it again, bro. Let's go. But you know, Zombie Man want to remove that limiter. He want to learn how to remove that Joker. I was it pretty handsome. I forget him. Yeah, I forget his name.
Kind of argue that it ruins the suspense from chapter to chapter, because if you're going into it knowing that the heroes fighting this villain are going to lose, like there's absolutely no way they can justifiably win, then really what's the point, right? Like let's take this current ninja arc as an example.
Blast.
Sonic and Flashy Flash are relatively powerful, don't get me wrong, but they are nowhere near the level of power of Empty Void. As we just saw in the most recent chapter,
Empty Void is straight up broken. Empty Goat.
Empty Void is capable of casting super powerful genjutsus, and he has access to something called the Dimensional Slash. And
that just straight up broken.
we got to see it on full display in chapter 201, where we see as Sonic and Flashy Flash attack Empty Void, he warps away into hyperspace, and it's revealed that he has the ability to observe parallel worlds, essentially having access to an infinite amount of realities, and in doing
in the dimension fold like bubbles.
so he's able to do some kind of crazy hand signs and cast massive damage from outside the causality of the universe. And if we remember back to Saitama's,
what a smile on his face, bro.
Zero passive damage from
with a smirky smile on his face. In base. Oh my God. This man is broken, bro. This man is literally broken.
From outside the causality of the universe. And if we remember back to Saitama's Zero Punch with his fight against Garo, operating outside of causality essentially means that your attacks are unavoidable. Or at
I ain't gonna lie, so I believe Cosmic Garo is really like 4D now.
Least uninterruptible. And that in itself is inherently super powerful. You could even argue that it's broken. Like what can any character in the series outside of like Blast or Saitama really do against this adversary? Really nothing. And that's why we see Blast come in at the end of this chapter, because he's the only one that can take him on one-on-one. And if you were really getting into this arc to see what Sonic and Flashy Flash can really do, see how much they've grown since they've been introduced into the series.
See what I'm thinking is, you know, you remember when Empty Void hit Flashy Flag with that cube, and I believe it got something to do with that. Like he can sense that that dimension slash thing came. You know when it was coming. And I think that when and I think that's why Blast said you pass. That what I'm thinking. That's my interpretation. But you know, I'm just saying, bro. I could be wrong, but I'm ready for it to come out. That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, he got hit with that cube, and now he probably like can somewhere know when that dimension slash thing coming. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I could be. You know what I'm saying? I think we just gotta wait out.
You're going to be kind of disappointed because, yeah, sure, they did some really cool stuff against the Heavenly Ninja Party, but against Empty Void, they're likely not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, see, you pass. That's what I'm thinking. Like, oh, I'm ready for this, bro. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to see what Black can do now, bro. I feel like they're probably going to be fighting like outside of space.
It's mostly going to be like a one-on-one fight between Blast and Empty Void, which again, I'm sure many of you aren't going to be complaining about because any amount of Blast content is awesome content. But you can argue that narratively, it kind of weakens the story because we're taking time away from these more relatable and grounded characters to kind of go into some like interdimensional universal business. You know what I mean? Because Blast has his intergalactic team.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about his team, bro. Okay. So this is right here. Deep Sea King. That gotta be Deep Sea King right now. Right here, this could be Empty Void. That could be Empty Void, or this could be Empty Void. I know that's that Lion King guy. I believe that could be the Mosquito Girl, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know who this is. I really want to know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is right now. No, that could be Empty Void right now. Because of the hair. But then again, did it look like Empty Void? Because you know how that, like the how it look. It could be Empty Void. But I don't know though, man. I'm like, I know this completely Deep Sea King. Oh, wait, and Lord Barrows. This could be Lord Barrows. I know one of these gotta be Empty Void though, bro. No one gotta be Lord Barrows. No, that's the Lion King, dude. Deep Sea King. We already can tell how they look. They got that little stuff on in the ears. Deep Sea King. Hey, man, I'm ready for them, bro.
God's all powerful and he has his disciples, including Empty Void. So there's kind of this like higher tier of altercation happening while this seemingly less impactful, less important stuff is happening on the ground. On top of that, a lot of people argue that the fact that all these villains are getting ultra powerful and seeming like every new villain is now at the multiversal level, it's kind of going against what One Punch Man was originally based off of, which is making fun of this kind of stuff, not taking planet-busting villains very seriously, because that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is to have a good laugh, be entertained by the funny altercations between Saitama and super powerful villains, and have almost like this kind of slice of life battle manga crossover, where yeah, there's a ton of action, but the main focus on the story is in the development of its characters. And again, having each new villain be this powerful is kind of ruining the stakes of the story, because now every new villain going forward either has to be multiversal level or greater, or they're considered a lesser villain than the ones that came before them. So,
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I'm still here for it though. It still doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't even matter. I'm here for it all.
So although Empty Void on paper might be more powerful than Garo, it really doesn't feel like it because he just got quickly introduced as being super powerful, while Garo on the other hand built his way up there. So now that we have these two arguments kind of laid out, I just want to share my opinion really quickly and kind of ask you guys what you think. Let me know what you think about the direction the power scaling has been going for this series, whether or not it's ruined it or improved it, or you're like me and thinks that it really doesn't matter. Because that's,
it really doesn't matter, bro. It really doesn't matter.
My honest opinion. I'm not trying to fence it or anything. I genuinely don't think it negatively influences the series at all, because as I kind of argued earlier, the series itself was created with having these like overly powerful monsters in mind. I mean, the main character can essentially do whatever he wants, so why wouldn't it be possible that the villains could do the same? In my opinion, as long as the series still follows what the webcomic laid out for it, and the writing is still as good as it's always been, then I don't see a problem introducing these overpowered characters, as long as they're handled in a way where it's entertaining for the reader. And to this point, I feel like it really has been. I definitely enjoyed the Cosmic Fear Garo stuff. I'm enjoying this.
I'm ready for I'm ready for this Empty Void one though, bro. I'm curious to see what he's capable of, bro.
New Empty Void stuff, because if you read the webcomics, Saitama off-screen one-shots him and it was very, very unsatisfying for me. So it's pretty
I ain't gonna lie, it was low key unsatisfied for me too, because bro, I'm like, bro, they were talking like, yo, he was like, I was so ready, but say Tommy easily one lick him, so you know, hey, it is what it is. And I want to see what he gonna. If say Tommy even fight him, bro, I want to see. Most likely we know say Tommy fight gonna like one lick him, but like not hurt him, you know, just Blast need him, so we know say Tommy gonna be still holding back again.
Refreshing to see Empty Void actually show off what he can do, and I have absolutely no problem with him being able to straight up hop into hyperspace and have access to an unlimited amount of dimensions or whatever he can really do. It's still kind of up in the air the full extent of what his powers are, but I think the way that things are being laid out right now is that there's this like overarching high level battle going on behind the scenes with characters like Blast, Saitama, and hopefully Blast's team in the future, and then we have the more
oh man, yeah, like I said, I'm ready for them. I hope we get at least get see just a little of them, bro.
Grounded storylines and altercations, like the current conflict between the Hero Association and the Neo Heroes. And
I'm ready for this one, bro. I'm ready for them, bro. I'm ready for this right here, bro. I'm ready for this right here, bro.
Some of these lesser monsters that are appearing here and there. Those are just some thoughts I had, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, very curious to hear your thoughts. That is it for this one, though. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. And I'll see you guys.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, bro. I'm here for it all, bro. You already know, man. Anyway, link up in the description, all that good stuff, man. I'm out. Let's go.